So some pretty interesting news came out yesterday about Modern Warfare, and that would be that they were planning to censor the game. Now, I'm going to read the tweet directly where it says, Infinity Ward is still deciding how disturbing they want to make Modern Warfare's campaign, apparently removing some aspects to tone some parts down. But weirdly enough, a recent tweet from Charlie Intel seems to contradict this completely, saying, in a series of tweets, Infinity Ward's narrative director has clarified that they're not censoring any aspect of the campaign, just refining the game as development continues. Now this is pretty bizarre, okay, because this somewhat contradicts the tweet before, meaning they probably saw the backlash from, said people saying they shouldn't let the social justice warriors win, or the journalists saying they're terrified of what will come. They honestly... The backlash was deserved, I'm not gonna lie, because, and I want to talk about this now, this is a real thing, the story they're trying to tell in this game. They're trying to talk about, terrorism, they're trying to talk about war. These things happen, and they need to be talked about in some way, regardless of how they do it, whether it be in a video game, whether it be in a documentary, whether it be in a book. They can't skim on the details. They have to be accurate, otherwise people won't understand the gravity of the situation. If you put someone in a war and make them feel like a super soldier and have no casualties whatsoever in the background, have no people die in front of you, have no children die, have no women die, they just can't do that, because that's not true to the situation. And they've made the point that they want this game to be as real as it can be, without pushing way too hard. And there's been worse scenarios in games. So I'm glad, personally, that they're not planning anymore on censoring any aspect of this game. They're just refining the game as development continues, meaning that they're just going to skim, some parts. It probably won't be like censored stuff. If they have to, sure, they might remove some really unnecessarily gruesome stuff. Like, say, there was an old line apparently that I heard this from Optimus's video, where apparently they round up like women and children, and they say get the children because the boss likes them young. Right, that's completely unnecessary, whatever, but it's still true to life. Like, this stuff still happens, and I understand, like, if they want to censor that, that's fine. And I wouldn't mind if that was censored, because I haven't seen that gameplay part yet, but apparently that's part of what the journalists and YouTubers got to see. So, I'm not too angry about that. They could easily censor that stuff, and I wouldn't mind, but they cannot skim on the gruesome details. It's important that they don't skim on this stuff. Like, this stuff is so important to keep in the game, because like I said before, they need to keep this realistic. They can't skip out on it. So to hear that they're not going to be censoring it anymore is a massive relief, because everybody got pissed off, alright, everyone. I freaked out on Twitter, Optimus made a video, Matt has made a video, everyone that I fucking know made a video about this because they didn't want this to be censored, and I didn't either. I would be even more pissed off if they kept on saying this was censored. Honestly, I would have just lost my shit, because this is important. This could be a very important game in the Call of Duty franchise, where it actually hits a real topic instead of going, into a situation in the future so far that we don't even know what's happening. Like, to the point where this game is based in 2019. Like, you've kind of got to understand that this game is supposed to be telling a realistic story. These things can happen in real life. All the scenarios we're going to see in these games are probably things that have happened in reality. People have worked as rebels. People have worked as, have raided these areas to kill terrorists and stuff, and kill children and women, and men. They've all died in these situations. And if they tried to censor that, then I'd be furious, because this has to be realistic, like I've said. But anyway, I've been Jake Plays. I really enjoyed making this video. I had to get that off my chest just a little bit. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more content in the future. I've been losing subscribers anyway, so I kind of need your support. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace, and thank you so much for watching.